I'm not one to sit around waiting for life to happen to me, so, and I feel like our society and our over religious doctrine actually accentuates women sitting and waiting for life to happen to them. I came from a two-parent home. My parents were very, very likably married until my father passed. And so I was always raised with both of them. It was one or the other picking us up from school. One wasn't more absent than the other. My father was very, very hands-on. So it's not like I came from a single home and so I don't know any different. So that was the expectation I had for my life, and it didn't work out that way. And I guess I just kept thinking, well, if my father was alive, what would he say? He would say, go for it. He would be the one driving me to the fertility clinic. He would have been the one, sitting right there waiting, asking all the medical questions. So when I thought about it that way, I just decided to go for it. And my mom, for example, went to every appointment with me, and she would sit in the waiting area for hours, waiting for me, because once you enter, you don't know what time you're coming out. It's a whole other topic. But yeah, so she went with me, and then my sister, and I mean, it's just, and then my friends. I had friends that went with me for appointments, handheld me through the process. And their families were supportive, or their husbands were supportive of, so, and today, Tofumi is here. She's everybody's little pet, so the love that she's growing up in couldn't be more, if the dynamics were slightly different. I mean, yeah, it's ideal to have a child have a two-parent home. So I miss that for her. So that's why I say it's not glamorous. I'm not trying to romanticize this process, because there's nothing romantic about it. So yeah, you have to balance the two, and you have to power through. You just have to power through those times that don't feel as easy or as great. In Yoruba, we say "Eyan lasho," which in English means your people are your cover, are your clothing. And we are a very community-based society, even though, and so the minute, people hear that a child has come, everybody just rallies. So that community is the reason why I can still continue, because I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what to do. Breast milk today, breast milk tomorrow. It was all just so weird. And people just, with food, I mean, it's been, that community for me has been unprecedented. There's no shame to motherhood. There's no shame to everything that you do in order to make this possible. So no shame at all. And, I've had friends who were widowed very early, and then raised the kids. The kids are now teenagers, and, unfortunately the husband died when, the baby was only 2 or 3. I've had it on the other side. You've had single fathers who were widowed early, so you're now a single parent by widowhood. Then I have friends I know people that came into single motherhood through a marriage not working out, as that can happen also. And then, maybe in more recent times, people who came into single motherhood through intentionality, right? Which is my case. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you came to it, right? I mean, we tend to be very secretive in our society. Everybody, you don't want to tell what the other person, what you're going through, because you don't want them to think it's a myth, it's a farce. And you have to, if you don't, closed mouths don't get fed, right? So if you don't speak up to ask for help, or to let a trusted person whom you have a safe space with know that you need this assistance. Things, you know, it's hard to get through whatever it is emotionally or whatever else they're going through, then you're just going to get stuck in it. And that's what brings on clinical depression, which is very, very rampant in our society also. You know, a lot of people walking around undiagnosed, clinically depressed. And so because it's undiagnosed, you can't get any help and you just sink deeper and deeper. And then you wonder why people act a certain way. It's because, you know, this whole mental health thing, I don't take it lightly. It's a real thing. And people's mental health, people are broken, going through a broken mental state of health. And so what do you do when things are broken in your mind? What do you do when a glass breaks? You know, just think about it. If it shatters, you can't put it back together. You can't put it back together. So if you get it to the point where it shatters, you can't mend it, you can't renew it, you can't do that, it's a huge disservice to yourself and to everybody else around you and to your kids that you're worrying so much about. So we have to be very, very conscious of that. And we also need to reach out, you know, because people feel alone also when they're going through stuff. So you have to reach out and remember to make that call or to reach out to that person to find out how they're doing. And then you find that it was the best thing that's happened to them all day. Yeah. Hi, my name is Toyin Odulate. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a corporate board director. I'm a mother and I'm a maker.